Hi guys, my name is Becca and I am here with another reading or weekly reading update. It's the end of the second week of September, and last week I explained to you guys that I wasn't necessarily, I guess I'm kind of in a, I don't know if I'm technically in a reading slump or if I'm just in a rut. My TBR is full of fantasy, and so, of course, obviously, I am reading nothing but romance and smut, and I don't want to read fantasy at all. So here we are, week 2, not really touching any fantasy. So last week I think I read like 65 pages of God's Grave by J. Kristoff, which is the sequel to Nevernight, and I think I might set that down and reread Nevernight again, even though I just read Nevernight like last month sometime, but I don't know, I'm just really in the mood to reread that and then maybe possibly going right into God's Grave, because I just can't seem to connect with God's Grave like I did with Nevernight, which I did have problems with Nevernight in the beginning as well, but that was maybe like the first, well, it was the first 50 pages for Nevernight, and I'm farther than that in God's Grave. I've also heard that, well, Julie over at Pages and Pens, she also had issues with God's Grave, and she didn't love it as much as she did Nevernight, just like, and she also had issues with Nevernight when she first started, just like I did. So, I have a feeling like this might be, like, we might have the same feelings with this book. I haven't finished it, obviously, and I know she has, because she has a whole vlog for it. And I really want to watch that, but I can't until I read God's Grave, because it's chock full of spoilers. So, yeah. So, this week, I didn't pick up God's Grave, but I did try to pick up Black Prism by Brent Weeks, and got, like, nowhere. I'm, like, I'm 16 pages in, I'm on chapter 3. I'm liking it. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just not in the mood for fantasy. Hopefully, I will push myself, like, I'll read something, like, maybe The Kiss Deception. Do I have it? I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, it's over there. That's, like, technically, like, my TBR. It's like my TBR technically. Like, I have the books that my brother chose for me for September, and then I have the books that I sort of just placed there that I kind of really want to pick up, and of course they're all fantasy. So I don't know, I might reread The Kiss of Deception or Strange the Dreamer. The only problem with that is that I would be reading them very slowly, because if you can see my annotating bag up there, I haven't actually annotated anything yet. But I do want to annotate one of those books. They're both on my list to annotate, so, because they are favorites of mine. So we'll see. I am liking this, though. I'm not even that far into it to, like, really get invested. So that's why I think I'm just, like, really distant from it. And all the other books I read are smut or contemporary of some kind. So yeah. Let's see. So, last week I remember telling you that I was reading Voyeur by Fiona Cole, I think is the author name. It's just a smut, it's a teacher-student, like, taboo, relationship, and it's about the student who needs to pay for her school, but she doesn't have the money, and so she takes a job at a voyeuristic club, and just performs sexual acts while people watch for money. And one of her professors is a patron of this establishment, and he ends up finding her and always requesting her. Though she doesn't know, because she doesn't know who the people are that are requesting her. They just know who she is, because there's, like, a mirror or some kind of I think it's like a two-way mirror, or not a two-way mirror, a one-way mirror. Is it a two-way mirror? Is it a two-way mirror that I mean? I'm having a problem with this. Where they can see in, but she can't see out. That kind of thing. So, yeah, he can see her, and he knows it's her, and she has no idea that it's him. And then, of course, they get in a relationship and all that. There's a lot of smut. It was okay. It was fine. I didn't really have that many issues with it. Like, the smut was fine. The romance was... It was okay. It was... Like, there were times I was, like, really annoyed. And I think there were times where I just feel like it's really... It's very difficult to rate these because, like, with this one, it has a very taboo subject. It's about a teacher and a student. And yeah, I think she's just about of legal age. She might not be, she might not be. I think she's 18. Or at least over 18. I think so, but I'm not entirely sure. But they keep going back and forth. Oh, and it felt very 50 Shades-esque in some parts. I think that was some issues. I give it like a 3, maybe a 2.75. It's a very low 3 for sure. It's a very low 3. And then I read a book last week that I forgot to talk about last week, and that is Stealing Parker by Miranda Keneally. This is the sequel / companion to Catching Jordan, which I read like last month. Catching Jordan, like I said before, had a lot of issues with me. I did not like the love triangle whatsoever. I didn't really like the characters. Yeah, I like the romance overall, like, with everything that happened, but, like, towards the middle, I just really got annoyed, and I almost DNF'd it. This book I didn't almost DNF, which was good, but there were moments that really annoyed me. This is about Parker, who I don't think you meet in the first one. Like, normally with companion books, you meet the characters in that, like, in the first, or in the prior book, and then, like, you get their book and that kind of thing. I don't think that happens in the series. I'm pretty sure, I don't think I've met, like, any of the characters that have their own books, so I don't think I met Parker. But she is, she loves softball, she's a member of the softball team. That's something her and her mom really bonded over. But then her mom came out and ran away with her girlfriend. She just left her family behind to suffer the consequences of her actions and all that. And now her family is, like, really suffering. Parker had to drop from the team because she's been being bullied because of... It's a very religious town, so they're not taking that news very well, and they're definitely bullying Parker because of it. So she had to stop doing something she really loved doing because of that. And the rest of her family is also really suffering. Her dad and her brother. They're really suffering, though no one really talks about that. And then Parker's friend Drew, he's part of the baseball team, and he persuades Parker to become, like, an assistant to the coach or a manager of some kind on his team, so that way she can still be part of the sport that she loves, but she just can't play. Like, she could still be involved in the game. And then, of course, Parker ends up having the big crush on her coach, or one of the coaches. There's two. He is sort of younger. He's like 23, so he's definitely out of school, but it's still sort of a taboo relationship because he is a teacher. I kind of read those. And then, like, everything was okay. Like, I was doing fine with the story. It was just like Catching Jordan. Like, the story was fine. It's like not the greatest writing, and the characters are okay. It's very high school. It's very high school. Like, I think if I read these in high school, I would really love them. But, like, towards the middle, you definitely get the love triangle. And again, it really makes the book suffer. Like, it really brings down the book. Because I just can't stand it. And the author really points you in the direction of where that character is going. Like, you know, without a shadow of a doubt, who the character is going to end up with by the end. because the author really points you in that direction. Makes one side look horrible and the other side is good. That's what she's gonna end up with. And I hate that. I mean, it happened in Catching Jordan, it's happening in this one, and I'm not really liking that. And because of that, what could have been maybe like a high 3-star is now a 2.75 stars. I just didn't necessarily love it. The ending, again, like the beginning and the end are good, but the middle really suffers. And it's all because of the love triangle. And because of like the main character's actions because of it. And I just don't like it. Yeah. I give this 2.75 stars. It was a little bit better than Catching Jordan, but not by much. And I'm still gonna continue on. I don't know if you can see, like, I have all my library books here, and Racing Savannah, I think, is the third one. Okay, it's not on here, but I'm pretty sure that's the third one. And that's right over there. So I'm probably gonna read that, but I don't know when. Okay, so let's see. Then of course after that I read more Smut. I read books 1 and 2 in the Made for Majesty series, though of course I can't remember the names. I know book 1 is Forbidden Fruit, but I can't remember what book 2 is. I really can't remember. I know book 3 I think is like Black Swan or something like that. It's all about, it's pretty much what you can expect from this title. It's all about a servant and a king that get together. And that's really it. The king meets the servant at this one party he goes to, and at this other noble lady's house, and then she ends up getting sold, and he ends up buying her and placing her on, you know, part of his, or making her one of his servants, and smut goes from there. Like, it's all smutty. It's really heavy on the smut. I like the characters. I liked the romance, so there's a lot of like going back and forth and drama and all that crap, and that can just like really annoy me. I did like the characters, and I did like the romance. The smut, it's very heavy and also very non-believable. In one scene, they can orgasm 5 to 6 times in one scene, and it's in the span of like half hour to an hour, however long they play with each other. It's like, really? And it's not just her, it's him too. And it's just like, it's not believable, but it was still entertaining. Like, it's trash, but it's entertaining. And so I gave it like a 2.5 stars for both. Like, it's very drama heavy and very smut heavy. And it's kind of what I was looking for. I wasn't looking for something that was like going to be like well written or like amazing. I was really just looking for smut, and I got it. And so I gave them like 2.5 stars. And then, let's see, the last one I read is Dirty Headlines. That is another smut, but it's a hate to love romance, which I really love. It's about these two characters that meet in a bar, have like a one-night stand. It's all night, and then like a month later, she okay, so let me set the scene. Okay, so it starts with our main character who is like literally hit rock bottom. She's at the worst moment in her life. She lost her mom years ago to breast cancer. Her father was just diagnosed with cancer, and he's going through treatment, so they can't pay for it, so he had to drop them. And now she's like, she has hospital bills or medical bills like up the ass. She goes to a job interview so she can try and pay for these, and she bombs it completely. It was one of the worst interviews she could ever have. So, and then when she decides to visit her boyfriend after this, she finds him cheating on her with his boss. They've been dating for like 5 years. Yeah. So she's hit rock bottom. She's at this bar, and what's his name? Oh, that's why. His name is like Celian. I have no idea how to say his name. I think it might be French. I don't know. But he ends up just coming up to her. I can't remember what her name is. Oh, Jude. Her name is Jude because of the Beach Boys song. So, or not Beach Boys. No. It's not Beach Boys. What the is it? I can't remember. Hey Jude, what the... I can't think of it at all. I'm having like, it's just been a really crappy day. But he ends up coming up to her, and they end up going back to a hotel and having a one-night stand. And, when she's leaving, like, you know, they spent the night, and she gets up before him. Obviously, she's got to do her walk of shame. When she's walking out the door, she sees his wallet, and she takes it. She steals his wallet. She's that desperate. And then a month later, she's got this new job. You know, she did really great at the interview. She got the job. It's a really nice paying job, so she can help pay, you know, for all these medical bills and everything. And her boss, obviously, is him. And he's really pissed off because she took his wallet. I can understand. And of course, the relationship goes from there. It's so good. I couldn't believe how good that was. So I heard about this from G over at the Book Roast. She was just doing like a really chill like September releases, I think, and she talked about like this book. I think she was just going through a website of like new releases, and she found this one, and she was just like, it's a romance, it's a smutty read, if you like that kind of thing. I'm like, I do. And she was like, it's a hate to love romance, which I love. They really do hate each other from the beginning, at least starting at the job. Because, you know, of course, when they first met, they were like really in lust with each other. And then, yeah. But she was looking at the ratings for it, and this is what really sold me. The ratings for this was like 4.45. No smut really ever gets that. So it had to be good, because it was mostly 5-star like ratings, 5-star reviews. And I'm like, I have to read this, I have to pick it up, and I did, and I'm giving it 5 stars. It was so well done. It was so good. I laughed a lot. I cried. I felt so many emotions for this book, and it was just something I really, really enjoyed, and I'm really glad that I picked it up. And so that and the Sweet Addiction series is definitely ones that I really want to pick up and own as like a physical copy. Though I don't know if Dirty Headlines has a physical copy. Did I mention that Dirty Headlines is by L.J. Shen? That's the author's name. Sorry, I don't remember if I said that. But if it does have a physical copy, I definitely want to go pick it up, because I really did enjoy that. Though the cover is definitely smut. Like, you can definitely tell it's a romance. But I mean, I had some really like okay books, and then I had this really great book. And hopefully, I keep saying this now, but hopefully I can really get into fantasy now. And I mean, I'm thinking possibly I'll read either Stranger Dream or Kiss of Deception, and try to like push myself back into the fantasy genre, and hopefully read this and the other 5 books that I have on my TBR, not counting the other ones that I put on my TBR. So it's like, oh my god, I don't know. But I'm just like really in the mood to just get back into fantasy. Like, I think I'm done with smut. Like, I think I've read enough, and I can still read some here and there. I don't have to read like a lot like this week. But we'll see. So yeah, that's all for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again with another. Bye. Happy reading.